Welcome to Sports Scope, the most influential sports talk show in the nation.
What is today, the 19th?
Stay tuned for updates and great sports content.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real Sports Scope. I'm your host, Robert Butler, on this. What is today? February the 3rd. Got a great show with you for tonight. Now, I got a two-part show. This is going to be a very short 15-minute live segment of the show. Today is the 3rd, but stay tuned because 15 minutes past the hour went a little bit longer with Jamie Pags, the Philly sports guy. I haven't talked to Jamie in almost 2 years. I talked to him back in May of last year. So I do want everybody to hang around. I talked about the Eagles, his life as a super fan. We get into this Luka Doncic trade there at the very end, and he's not too happy with the ownership there of the Philadelphia 76ers. So a lot of good stuff, a lot of hot takes. Jamie's really he's going to be at the Super Bowl. It's going to be a great interview, so stand by for that, okay? But first, I'm going to talk about this massive blockbuster trade. But stand by. We'll take our first and only break. I'll be back here very shortly, and we'll hit the ground running here on the Real Sports Scope. Hello, Sports Scope followers. The program has seen tremendous growth since going 5 days a week. I just wanted to thank everybody for your cash contributions and sharing the program with friends and families. Just a reminder, if you want to contribute to the program, go to the Cash App, the cash sign, and Sports Scope. There are other ways to contribute to the program listed at the bottom of the screen. If you want to advertise on the program, go to sports, that is sports with an S, another S, scope, SKOPE, at gmail.com, just like it's listed at the bottom of the screen. Thank you and enjoy the program. Alrighty, then now I'm back here live, okay? All right, so, I was looking at this thing. I almost did not think it was real. Luka Doncic being traded for Anthony Davis there. Felt a little bad for the guy. Apparently, he had bought a house, just bought one in Dallas, and supposedly he cried afterwards. But, I'm reading report after report after report after report of the team constantly riding. And I've said this was program. I've seen him come in out of shape. And one report said he was up to 270 pounds. He's just now coming back from injury. There's a fear that he is going to be like a Joel Embiid type, okay? And I look at this, and I look at all the other trades. I look at the fact that Jimmy Butler, at some point between now and when this trade deadline's coming up, he's going to be removed. By the way, Wednesday, I'll have a double hitter with guests here. I'll have Jeffrey Deskovic going to come on. We're going to talk about this trade. And, of course, Jason Patterson going to talk about the Kansas City side. Today, I'm talking about the Eagles side, 45 minutes past the program. Or after 15 minutes, I'll have the Philly sports guy in on a recorded interview. He's very busy, very, very busy guy. So had a great conversation on and off the air with Jamie. And I want to thank him for coming on there earlier this evening. But anyways, if you look at all this stuff, you look at guys like Jimmy Butler, the behavior of just not wanting to play anymore, not honoring his contract, not showing up to teams' events late for the plane. Same thing with weight issues like Luka Doncic. Also, you had Zion Williamson, also weight issues. He got in trouble with the team. He was saw multiple times at a Wendy's. You see this around the league, and I think it shocked the whole league about this type of trade. I think it's a good wake-up call. That's the really good gist I get of it. The ratings have been way down in the NBA. The commissioners talking about shortening the games. That's a new story, by the way. That came out last week, going back 6 weeks ago or back into the last year. Like last year, there were some reports the ratings were way down in the NBA. And, I've talked about the fact that it's not just the low management, players not wanting to play, pushing themselves out of town, guys coming into camp out of shape, Luka, Zion Williamson, who else? Joel Embiid, to say the least. Hey, this is a good thing. This is finally the ownership is. People said, well, they didn't want to pay him that $340 million plus coming up in this max extension. Well, even if you had it like that, would you really want to play a guy that's constantly injured? He's out of shape. I made some notes here. He reminds me a lot of Shaq, except Luka's not 4 inches taller and as big as the Diesel was. They both were phenomenal talents, almost a phenom type of talent. Luka's more physically skilled than Shaq was. Shaq more physically dominant, over 7 foot, 3+ with Shaq, and could move really quick. But he had problems going back to Orlando, coming in out of shape. He actually hit partying too much, coming in out of shape, not being ready to play. He talks about this, not nobody else. Shaq said that, Scott Skiles got onto him and he punched Skiles in practice. So eventually he was moved on from the Lakers because he was out of his weight issues. Of course, we know what happened. He got moved to the Lakers originally and got a lot of success there with Phil Jackson, who knew how far to push him and when to pull back. And, of course, they got their success there. This could be that type of effect for Luka. This could be a huge blessing in disguise. Hey, man, you need to show up to work. We're asking you, keep your weight down, keep your weight down, keep your weight down, keep your weight down. You're getting injured. And the guy just he was drinking a beer at the end of the game, or it looked like a beer. I don't know if it was a Coke or whatever. Somebody grabbed it out of his hand and told him he was traded late Saturday night. So let me get to my actual notes here. Like I said, we've only got a 15-minute live segment, and then we're going to go to the recorded interview. Great interview with the Philly sports guy. Okay, let's see what I put. So everybody's blaming Nico Harrison, this general manager, for the Mavericks. Now you know that. Oh God, what's the guy's name? I'm sitting here trying to think of the. Mark, what's his face, does not own this team anymore. So they actually have a Mark Cuban don't own this team anymore. He couldn't have stepped in and stopped this. I mean, this Harrison is the general manager, but he's being hit on the proverbial head, figuratively speaking, with the bat. But listen to this guy. Since he took over the Mavs back in 21, I'm talking about this general manager made this move happen. Jason Kidd didn't know about it. The rest of the league didn't know about it. Just Rob Pelinka. And that's another issue for another time. But he hired Jason Kidd. I thought this was controversy, but it kind of, maybe while Luka wasn't doing the work, they said, well, you got a problem child in Kyrie Irving. Maybe I can get away with coming into work out of shape all the time. Well, it did work out. They did get to the finals last year. Remember, Harrison, this general manager, Nico Harrison, he did get Kyrie Irving. He did acquire David Gafford. He did acquire P.J. Washington. These are big, big players here. P.J. Washington. They did draft Derek, although he's hurt now. They did draft Derek Lively. That played a big role last season in the NBA Finals. Like I just said, Luka looks a lot like Shaq did in the 90s. I think a lot of that was Shaq's weight. The Magic were just a little hesitant to make that big, big splash when he went into free agency. And, of course, Jerry West being savvy, went on and picked him up and with the Lakers. They both went to the finals in their career with the team that drafted them. Shaq, remember, he went to the Houston Rockets, come up short there. And then same thing with Luka, went to the finals this time last year. Luka's not even 26 yet, by the way. And come up short as well. Both had weight problems, seemed to party a lot. You can kind of see the similarities between these two, you know. But I just said it's let me just read some of the screenshots and reports that I've read about Luka over the past 24 hours here. Luka made the by the way, he'll make the Lakers debut. Of course, he's been out for a while, as early as Saturday. People within the Mavericks feared that Luka can end up. This is from Chris Fedor. I got this off NBA Central. Fedor, I guess is his name, reporter here. People within the Mavericks fear that Luka could end up like Joel Embiid, poor conditioning. The biggest thing, quote, when talking to people around the league, was the concern about his condition, as well as been reported he's been up to 270 pounds, according to many sources, feeling like he could Legion Hoops. This I got this off of, but this was originally from ESPN. The Mavs gave him an 11-day excuse absence in late November to shed weight after he ballooned into 260s. This season, he missed 27 games, including 6 weeks since sustaining a left calf for the fourth time in 3 years. He gained weight while he was out, which frustrated team officials. The primary reason for the 11-day absence in the late November, officially attributed to right wrist sprain, was provided Doncic's time to shed the weight he ballooned to into the high 60s. So, I mean, these are reports I've been reading constantly. Now, of course, the executives around the league are reportedly fierce the Lakers were the only team to bid. So that's something that will come out in the days. I'll tackle this more in depth probably on Thursday. I know that there's been some more on Wednesday, excuse me. There's going to be some more trades. I'm going to get into that. Oh, God, what's his name? Our guy, De'Aaron Fox, who went to the Spurs. I talked about that on Friday. That can happen. Luka apparently cried after finding out he's traded after bought a $15 million house in Dallas area. The Mavericks announcer Mark Followill took direct approach to Luka on the air. We're stunned. We're shocked. We're going through it. You know what we're talking about. So a lot of people really upset about this. You're saying, well, as far as my opinion of this thing, it could turn into this could be a curse for the Dallas in one sense. You think maybe this could be like the Babe Ruth being traded to the Yankees from the Red Sox type of thing, or this could turn out to, and in some way, not so much. If Anthony Davis, what if he helps his team win a championship at 32 years old? What if he does help? Because, he provides that defensive presence that Luka did not provide. Luka just did not play defense consistency with his ball handling skills and ball-centric play usage and whatnot. He wore in to a fatigue. So, but all that being said, this guy Nico Harrison will be ran out of town if the Lakers win a championship and Dallas don't. But what if Dallas does win a championship and Luka just has an okay career in LA and he doesn't win a championship? Then this guy looks like a genius being ahead of the curve. But as far as Vegas is concerned, the Mavericks are plus 4,100 to win the championship. The Lakers are plus 19. So that's my take. I know this is a short segment. I went over with Jamie Pag. So I'm going to cut this off short now. Stand tuned for the next part of the program. We also get into this topic later. So I will see you shortly. Thank you, everybody.